Hello, people. Um, my name is Stefan, and I want to speak on the importance of the three bodies and the importance of the three bodies and how these three entities act as one unit and how each influence one another. And if that's the case, one mishap through one of the systems can ultimately alter another system. And these three systems, or these three major centers I want to speak on, is the concepts of the mind, the physical body, and the soul. In the soul. Well, yeah, that's another topic. But in the soul. So we got the mind, the body, and the soul, right? Each are intelligent in its own way. Each has its own requirements. Each has its own development cycles. Each has their own explanation. But each one is dependent on one another. Yet each system can act on its own. The body, one of the most intelligent physical manifestations that this world will ever experience, because it has potential to be the current human, or it has the potential in order to be what people consider transfiguration, or what people consider being the manipulation of the genetic code. And yeah, people are already doing that. Then we have the mind, which the mind ability to adapt, to perceive reality. You can perceive the smallest molecule in this world, and yet, and with that perception, you can move through life with that perception and then start communicating, interacting with life on that level, because our minds could do that easily. It's not nothing. It's not nothing magical about that. It's just it's nature, and it is such thing as the magic of life. But that's not magical. It's just our capability. And then the soul, which is one of the most complex, out of the three, yet it's the most simple. And for me to explain the soul is the glue for the two distant bodies, right? I'll say this, and when we start understanding the soul, we'll understand life and death better, right? Because a person can be knocked unconscious, but their body will still do these things. A person can be mentally gone, but in the essence, their body will still produce. And there's like, oh yeah, it's still not doing it. They're on air. Because in some instances, the mind, it has influences over our different systems within the body, the physical body. So yes, we have these three complex bodies that interact with one another, making one unit. And I'm not going to be that person to say like, oh, it's the Trinity. In the essence, it is a Trinity. The human ecosystem, this body has a Trinity. Yes, and then you start breaking those complex systems down, and then you have to see like, okay, which one is actually the it factor. The it factor is the soul. Everything else is, it adds to, right? I'll say this. Um, how does melanin influence the body? And this is from a person of neuromelanin descent. And then this goes into people that have pigmented melanin based on sun interaction. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But the three bodies, the three components of life are fundamental. And now once you understand these three bodies and you start looking at ways to enhance and or advance these three bodies, you become a subtle being that's beyond these fabrics of reality in which they put us under. A lot of these things that we are under are because we are unknowing. And the simple fact, we're in an age of information. So information is given to us so easily. We get in all this information, yet people can't do anything with it because their mind is there, their body isn't. Their soul is willing, but the mind is elsewhere. The body is elsewhere. These bodies aren't aligned. They're here. And it sounds spiritual. And in reality is spiritual. Because this is something we have to come with terms with, and it's something we have to do. But people aren't necessarily in that motion. All their bodies are separate. Their emotional body is elsewhere. All these things. And the emotional body is part of the mental body. And that body affects the physical body tremendously. Yeah, so peace, love, and hopefully I can speak about this more in detail.